Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
Hey, this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause they sold. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation.
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Korner Booth Podcast. I am your host, Jared Clem. I'm sitting down today. I'm exhausted. That being said, it's the Korner Booth Podcast. Crazy show today. Game 5 of the NBA Finals is tonight. We also have, with the series tied to 2, we have a new UFL champion. We are talking our top 10 rated receivers. Is this light? Funky. That's better. All right. Plus much more. To get it started, obviously off the course, this lamp's driving crazy. Anyway, is my co-host, Mr. Matt Ordazzo. Matty, how you doing, brother?
I went from being a annoyed, aggravated Yankee fan getting swept by the Red Sox over the weekend to being a very happy, rejoiced Yankee fan after finding out that Garrett Cole never has to pitch to Rafael Devers again in any sort of divisional matchup unless they play the Giants on the West Coast.
That trade, I seriously am still in mental shock, and I'm more in anger because the Red Sox find a new way to screw over the NL West. Because, just as the Diamondbacks and the Padres were getting hot, the Dodgers were starting to catch their breath. Oh, let's give the smoking hot Giants another big bet. So, gotta love Boston screwing over their fans, the NL West, and probably a lot of baseball. But, what can you expect from a second-rate AL East franchise?
Are we getting into that one, or are we waiting until later on?
Oh, which one? About
the Devers trade.
Oh, we're talking about right now. Oh, also joining us now is apparently resident LA Dodgers fan. Our producer Nate.
Yeah.
He had to find some baseball team to root for that was actually decent.
Hey, hell of a game by the Dodgers, man. 11 runs. The environment was cool. I had the 16-inch hot dog, and I finished it.
Jesus, you had this. No, never mind.
What?
I talked about the last year.
Matthew, you know better.
Yeah,
I finished it. It was hecka good. Plus, I had a margarita, my first one ever.
There you go.
It was really.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
It was a strawberry margarita. The whole glass. I had the whole thing.
How'd you feel?
I felt great. Oh, I never felt more energized. Plus, I had my first shot of tequila.
Alcohol gives Nate energy. This is interesting.
Wow, look at Nate. The Dodgers broke him in.
Yes.
Sorry, not to be TMI. I'll keep it very censored. But before the show started, I let Nate know. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'm gonna grab myself something to drink, and then I'll be right back on the show right before we started. So I'm doing my thing in the bathroom. Everything's muted, but I still have my headphones in, so I could hear you guys talking. So in the middle of me finishing up, I just hear Nate go, "What did the Dodgers ever do to you, Jared?" And I just chuckled as I'm finishing up my business because I'm like, what do you mean? What did he do to him? He's in the same division. They tortured him for years.
Yeah, 2013 through 2023. Basically, I deal with 10 years of anarchy, and then we swept the bejesus out of them. And I watched Lance Lynn's fat butt get homered on 4 straight times in a row. I was laughing my ass off the entire time. Nate, it's like asking me what did Duke do to me as a North Carolina basketball fan, or what did the Cowboys do to me when I was a kid, or the Giants, or the Patriots, or Florida State for my entire 4 years of college, or 2022, 2023, and 2021. All those asking me the team I hate the most in a sport, what I did to them, and you're telling me a guy who gets his butt kissed by the commissioner, Shohei Ohtani, you're expecting me to like the guy? Hell no.
I mean, he's a good guy.
First of all, he threw his translator under the bus, allegedly. Second of all, you mimic one of our best players' home run celebration. Okay, but if we throw inside on you, it's a 5-game suspension because Manfred thinks you're God. So, I have no respect for Shohei Ohtani. I have respect for his game. I don't have respect for him because he gets a free pass because he's the game's biggest superstar. If one of us one of our teams threw inside on him, busted his hand up, it's like death sentence.
I find it extremely hard to believe that he had no idea.
Oh, he totally was one.
You know what I mean?
If you put gun to my head, you say, "What do you believe?" I believe wholeheartedly he had a lot to do with this, but you'll never hear about. Like, look at my name. I believe in a lot of conspiracy theories when it comes to sports. I think the NBA is booked like crazy. Tim Gonicky went on some guy's podcast today talking about these secret meetings that the NBA has with refs. The great series extender, Mr. I hate this man, Scott Foster. So also, by the way, I looked at this year's All-Star hats. Ugh. I hate the style. It looked like those new skater hats with like the muffled looking brim. It looks like almost like a leather football helmet with a brim. Anyway,
I was kind of feeling the jerseys. I don't know if those are the official ones.
Those are the home run derby jerseys.
Oh, I thought those were kind of cool.
Yeah, so they're going to go back to teams wearing their home jerseys or away jerseys in the All-Star game, which is dope. So I'm okay with that.
Derby this year, July 14th.
I
can't.
As for it's like right before the end of my season. As for Devers, he wasn't the most efficient hitter in baseball this year, but listen, he could be like a JD Martinez where he's like doing okay and Detroit goes to Arizona and has like an all-star level second half, or he could be like Joey Gallo and goes to the Yankees and is absolutely abysmal. We don't really know. So is it an overreaction? Could the Red Sox end up winning this trade? Sure. Are Red Sox fans have a right to be pissed? Oh, of course they do. There is no doubt in my mind. Like, I think Red Sox management really just gave a middle finger to all of Red Sox Nation this on Sunday, Father's Day of all days. But you look at it from the standpoint like, hey, like this guy has been a problem in the clubhouse all year. And they've talked about him not wanting to play first, him not wanting to play DH, him wanting to stay at third. You know, he's terrible at third. The list keeps going on and on and on. At a certain point, you got to say, you know what, maybe, Rafi, this ain't working for us, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So I look at it from the simple standpoint that you can only really – there's only so much you can do as a franchise. There's so much good and talent on that Red Sox roster with Roman Anthony, Jared Duran, Campbell, a few other good players as well. And, you know, maybe it was just time to ship them off. No Dropkick Murphys, pun intended. But I just – to me, it was, by the way, amazing concert if you ever get the chance to go see them. Just be prepared for a nasty mosh pit. Anyway, just it to me, like it was a move Boston should have made. I just think they could have gotten more in return. But like maybe throwing Mike Yastrzemski, I don't know. Like, and then they don't need an outfielder. Maybe get a better pitcher than Jordan Hicks because he's awful. He's been getting shelled all year.
I'm not shocked by the trade because like just looking back to the comments that he has made since Bregman was signed about not wanting to play anything else but third, not interested in DHing, Tristan Campbell or Costas, whichever one plays first base goes down, and he doesn't want to play first base because he's third baseman or this and that, or now he wants to just DH because that's what he was told. So the writing was on the wall that he probably wasn't going to be a Red Sox for very long. So the shock level for me was more because they traded him after they just got over the 500 mark and they were sitting in a wild card spot. So you finally get a winning record. You're in playoff contention. Boom, you trade your best hitter. And that was what shocked me. Looking at some of his accolades with the Red Sox, he's got the record for having the most consecutive games with a home run. He had 6. He had in 2019, 21, and 23 at 30 home runs and 100-plus RBIs. He surpassed several Red Sox legends in career home runs before 27, including Mookie Betts, Dustin Pedroia, Jim Rice. He's got the most career home runs for a third baseman for the Red Sox in their franchise history. He was just a a machine against the Yankees. It didn't matter who was pitching. But he just, well, you know, yeah, I know it's good for Garrett Cole. But what I'm getting at is that he was Mr. Red Sox. You know, after you get rid of Mookie Betts, after you let Bogarts go to the Padres, after you trade Chris Sale and he gets a Cy Young award with the Braves, you know, you had to sign him back to keep that franchise sane. So now, like I said, 60% not shocked. They traded him, 40% shocked. But you trade him to the Giants and you get pitchers Jordan Hicks and Kyle Harrison plus prospects James Tibbs III and their fourth prospect Jose Bello. So you get an outfielder. I believe one of them's an outfielder. They don't really need an outfielder. But like you said, Jordan Hicks, his ERA is a 6.54. Kyle Harrison's got a 4.56. I mean, that is not good. I mean, unless you're hoping like they're going to just have some sort of resurgence in Boston, get their careers on track get their ERAs down, have a better time. But I am not surprised by the trade. I'm just surprised by what came in return because it just feels like another mishandled trade by the Red Sox. Because we all know, you know, what they got from Mookie Betts and who's still on that team, who's not on that team. It's just, I'm not a fan of this trade so far. We'll see how it plays out. Obviously, you have to wait years for these prospects to get ready to be in the major leagues, but the pitchers I am not too fond of if I'm a Red Sox fan with those ERAs coming into town.
You know, it's just a weird situation. And as much as I want to just yell and scream and kick about, you know, they screwed over everyone else. It's like, you know, they made a good move, at least from the Giants standpoint. For the Red Sox, it makes sense, but they could have gotten so much more back. Kind of, it's not as bad as like, it's not even the worst trade of the weekend in sports. The Desmond Bain one was even worse. But like at the same time, NBA trades are so apt right now. Like we can go all the way back to my boys getting Rudy Gobert, and he's probably not going to be a Timberwolf once the season starts next year. But, you know, was it worth it? Back-to-back conference finals, multiple playoff appearances. I say it was worth it, but you know, and all the guys that got drafted in I think only one's been a decent player. So it's like Minnesota, unless they draft first overall, kind of doesn't have the best record with draft picks. So, you know, and this is the thing. It's like, we'll know more about a trade like this with Devers when, you know, we're a year at the end of the season. Like if Devers hits 20 plus home runs in San Fran and they end up winning the World Series or going to the playoffs or doing damage, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, like they're a good roster. This was a good trade. But if Devers is awful and the Giants end up missing the playoffs because, you know, like let's say like, you know, the Diamondbacks are heating up, even though they basically are going to have me and Nate out there pitching at some point because our UCLs are somewhat intact. Mine's kind of half intact. But anyway, you know, you got the Padres can't be bad forever. The problem is their batting average is abysmal. And then, of course, you have those slime balls that Nate's wearing a hat of right now. And so it's a weird division. It's the best division of baseball. We knew this was going to happen. It's so funny we call it the best division of baseball when they also have the worst team in baseball in this division, but the four other teams are so freaking good, nobody cares. But, yeah, so I guess congrats, San Fran. Hopefully Rafi isn't terrible for you. I mean, I hope he is, but, you know, that's here or there.
As trying to just be a non-biased baseball fan or you want to say an analyst or whatever you know, I like the move of trading him. I think it makes sense that they traded him. I just think the timing is weird because, like I said, you just get over 500. You're now in a playoff spot. He's one of your best hitters. So you decide to trade him now, which to me doesn't really make too much sense. Trading him in general does because of all the drama that has happened this offseason. But my biggest issue is I just think maybe they could have found a different team that had much more to offer. I don't know. Maybe they tried, but I just think I think the Giants made off great.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Look, I mean, hell of a move by Posey, man. I mean, it was his first year, right, as the GM for SF. So for him to pull the trigger on something like this is, you know, props to him. And for Boston, I mean, Hicks is going back to the bullpen. So I guess that's where he's better at. I mean, the Giants tried to make him to a starter, and he was good for some time as a starter before he just regressed. Harrison's a good prospect. It's kind of funny how he was about to start tonight, last night, and then 20 minutes before the game started, they took him. The trade was announced, and then they removed him from the starting lineup, so that was kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, like you said, Matt, it's a wait and see with the prospects that they got back. But yeah, shout out to SF, man. I mean, Devers did already say he would play whatever they want him to, whether it's third. Well, probably not gonna be third because Chapman's
definitely
there.
gonna be first. It's definitely going to be first because Chapman's at third and they got Wilmer Flores at first. So he's going to definitely play first base.
And there's like a prospect coming up too, right? And I think for SF, that does play first too. So Devers is pretty much going to be what, DH?
He probably is. He's probably happy to be on a different team and he's going to just do whatever.
Better atmosphere compared to Boston.
I mean, listen, hey, I would be thrilled if I'm like, you're telling me that I'm going from Boston to the West Coast. I'm going to nice sunny San Francisco. I'd be thrilled.
Hell yeah. So yeah, props to that hell of a trade, man, and all the things there. But yeah, update KD said he doesn't want to go to Minnesota, but the Knicks don't want him either. So I don't know. Seems like KD is not much of a prize asset as a lot of people think he is these days.
Well, when you're in your north of 30s and you're just, you're now not like you're just a name now, but when you're not the name Kevin Durant doesn't hit as hard as it did 5-6 years ago.
Apparently he wants to go play with the guy who axed him last year, so he's coming to Minnesota.
And, what did Phoenix told him that by no circumstances he going to be here this coming season, I think.
Yeah. Honestly, he would, as long as you don't give up too much, I would honestly love to have Kevin Durant as a secondary. And I think Durant would understand he's the second option. There's no doubt about it. He would sip. He literally just has to do one thing only. Drop 15 a night, 16, 20. Mike Conley's probably retiring, which is going to make me so sad because I love Mike Conley. He's awesome. I've loved him since he was at Ohio State. The fact he got to play for my Timberwolves for the last couple of years of his career is kind of cool. They need the veteran leadership, and as much as it is Ant's team, and you have McDaniels, and you have the emergence of guys like Terrence Shannon, and obviously Julius Randle. Hopefully they bring him back. There are a couple question marks, and so I want to see what Rob Dillingham can do next year. I think with guys like KD and Randle, he could really take off as kind of being just okay, I can go full gas and just dish, and there's an open shot. So I think it's going to be interesting the offseason for Durant where he goes. I think the trade of the Desmond Bay trade completely eliminates Memphis. I think they now are looking at rebuilding around Ja. I'm not sure. It's a weird because they barely made the play-in and they were shot when they got in.
Does anybody think that there's any sort of possibility of them trying to trade Ja eventually?
No, but I will say Jaren Jackson Jr. could be on the way out too. I ain't gonna lie. There's no way they trade their franchise guy in Ja, but Jaren Jackson Jr.
We'll take Jaren Jackson in Minnesota.
I will say,
he's a more athletic Rudy. I'll take it.
I will say Bane is going to be 27 in 9 days, so he's still a young guy. But looking at, because I'm still getting my feet wet with basketball, still watching still trying to understand some things. So I'm trying to figure out what is and isn't a good trade. I know they gave up a lot for him. There was 4 first rounders, a pick swap, a couple players. But looking at some of his stats, so he ranked 37th in points a game, 47th in rebounds a game, 32nd in assists a game, and 43rd with field goal percentage, which doesn't, to me, sound like stats of a player that should be traded for 4 first rounders, a couple players, and a pick swap. Could be wrong.
He is a shooter. He is a shooter from beyond the arc. He is 41%.
But hey, listen, if where did they trade him to again?
Orlando.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that right now.
Yeah,
I forgot. I thought Orlando was his team for a minute. Listen, if Orlando comes out and has a deep playoff run the next year, nobody's going to really care about that. Those 4 first rounders and everything like that. If they win the next couple of years, nobody's going to care either. But
no, sir.
Hey, you know what? That's cool. Orlando's making moves. They haven't really been that relevant since T-Mac.
It is in time. It was a good trade for them. I think, you obviously it's not a top player, but for Orlando, they need some shooters, man. I think they were dead last in 3-point shooting last year. So you get yourself a guy who's shot well.
Paolo Banchero needs some help.
Yeah, him and Wagner were the only 2 pieces that were carrying them in the playoffs last year. Everyone else was just kind of just So you give up
The Italian needs some help down there.
Yeah.
You give up KCP and Cole Anthony and those picks. I mean, I'll take it. I think the only valuable pick was the Sun, because the Suns 2026 pick was part of that deal. So that might be the only appealing pick out of the ones that were traded to Memphis. But yeah, I mean, this is like Jared mentioned, could be a sign of Memphis rebuilding or maybe retooling with the picks they have. I mean, in that package they got the 16th overall pick, so maybe they'll find a diamond in the rough in this year's draft. But yeah, I mean, shout out to Orlando, man. They gave up a lot. I mean, 4 first-round picks and a pick swap and 2 players who were kind of okay role players is a good amount. But we'll see. I think that helps out a lot for sure. And I think I forgot who Orlando's point guard is, but Suggs. Yeah, Suggs is pretty good himself. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, while we're on the topic of basketball, does anybody think the Knicks have a clue as to what they're doing with this head coaching search?
No, I feel horrible for you good Knicks fans. Like, this is James Dolan back and better than ever, man. He is in prime James Dolan form. Holy shit. Hey, Minnesota, can we? No. Hey, can we? No. Hey, just going down the list of like all these playoff teams, can we interview your coach? It doesn't work that way. This isn't college football. I'm sorry. There's no like alma mater. If the Lakers at the prime of their Kobe powers couldn't pull this, what makes you think you can? With Zesty Cat and Jalen Flop Brunson.
Zesty Cat. Yeah, I just watched the TikTok where it's like his top 10 Zestiest moments this year. It was hilarious.
Oh my god!
I think what we're going to wind up seeing in New York is they're either going to have no choice. Yeah, I mean, 2 things. I wouldn't be surprised if they just say, you know what, F it. We are going to just Rick Brunson. You're now the head coach. They're going to just promote him.
I would roast them for hours about
that. They go rookie with Johnny Bryant.
It's going to be one of these 3. Jenkins, or in my opinion, it's going to be Jenkins, Kidd, or Brunson.
Oh, I thought that
Sorry,
was
somebody texted me like something. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm on the show. What are you doing?
Breaking news.
I think their number 1 is Jason Kidd, and I think they're probably going to do whatever they can do, tampering or not. I think they're going to try and swindle him into asking the Dallas Mavericks to get rid of him so he can come coach the Knicks. I think that is their number 1 option. I think it's like that's what they want. But I think realistically, like you said, Nate, I think Malone, I don't know if you said this, but I think it's like Mike Malone, Rick Brunson, or Johnny Bryant are probably going to be those 3 options that they're going to wind up having to look at. Which I don't think Brunson or Bryant is really an upgrade over Tibbs. Malone, the only good thing is that he won a championship, so he knows what it takes to win.
Yeah, the other like Hail Marys, I was like Jay Wright. I'm like, I think it was like Jerry Ferreira was talking to Max Greenfield from the neighborhood on this, or of Schmidt fame from New Girl, and I'm just watching Schmidt and Turtle talk about Knicks basketball and laughing hysterically because I'm like 2 people I never thought would associate with each other. Because their energies are totally different, but they're honestly, I guess the actors are friends. But they were like, oh, maybe Jay Wright. I'm like, yo, Jay Wright ain't coming out of retirement, dog.
Jay Wright has told like 5 people he's not interested.
Yeah,
like 5 reporters. He's like, I'm not going.
Yeah, he's not going. I'm not going. Dude, nobody wants to play for James Dolan, and he doesn't have his ego cannot take that. So Mike Malone's going to come in. They might make another run because they have a talented team. And let's be honest, the East is the least because, to be fair, they're the second best roster in that conference. I would take them over the team that beat them. They just got out coached and outplayed. I would take them most likely over Cleveland. I would take them over Milwaukee. You go down the list. The only team who's got a better roster than them is Boston, but Boston got punched in the mouth, and Jason Tatum is probably out for 13 months, unfortunately. So they have a window here that they're not going to get again. With Mike Malone, that's like your best shot to do it. Now, the West is a complete and utter cluster F because you have 5 teams who could win in the NBA title next year. Seriously, we saw it like there were 7 teams in the playoff separated by a game or less. But we got to talk NBA finals because, it's kind of the thing. Game 5 tonight.
Yeah.
Nick, you look up if this moron is going to ref tonight. If so, I need somebody in Oklahoma City to siphon his gas tank. Thank you.
He's not.
Yes. Pacers are going to win.
I think I will say the Pacers are putting up a bigger fight than I thought they were going to. Having OKC or giving OKC a run for their money, that having for Oklahoma has been playing catch up pretty much for the whole series in a sense. They haven't had a series lead yet, so I've changed my thing from OKC in 5 to OKC in 7 because I think this game's going to wind up going 7. It just comes down to, I guess, what coach is going to bring out the best in his players. Is it going to be OKC? Is it going to be Rick Carlisle? But the Pacers are tough and they're feisty, which I knew they would be. I just thought OKC would handle business early. Not the case. Very surprised. But also, I acknowledge that this would have been a way better finals if they just rigged it for the Knicks and the Timberwolves. I watch a little bit of it and I'm like, this ain't doing it for me. I'm trying. It's just not doing it for me.
At least you're trying, though. At least you're trying.
Yeah, I just I'm trying to get behind the series. I really am. But I'll watch it as a side screen kind of thing. And I'll put I'll put it as my third, with my laptop when the Diamondbacks are on. But I'm becoming a bigger Indiana fan because of how they're fighting against everything. They're fighting against the refs. They're fighting against the mainstream media. It's Oklahoma City's got to win this. It's like Indiana winning this is just a giant middle finger to the basketball quota, and I love it. I will say this though, no Scott Foster. I also think Scott watching Game 4, I was ripping my hair out the last 4 or 5 minutes of that game because I'm what am I watching right now? It was very reminiscent. It was giving me a little traumatic throwbacks to the Western Conference Finals, watching somebody breathe on SGA and getting called for a foul, and then watching Lou Dort and Jalen Williams deck people in the lane. So it was giving me some PTSD a little bit, but what are you gonna do? I'm rooting for the Pacers here because it's just for the good of the game. You shouldn't be able to get away with cheating this hard, the refs cheating you this hard and not get a one. I don't know. I just it's nothing against SGA and the boys. They get away with murder, and you can't hate them for trying, right? But it's I've been force fed SGA all damn year, and I'm sick of it. So.
Yeah, the Twitter is undefeated with there's a new one. They've incorporated Caitlin Clark.
I saw that too.
It's great. I don't know who's doing this, but it's awesome.
Very creative, I will say.
Yeah. Interesting creation, but very creative.
Too bad I gotta keep it appropriate here. Otherwise, I would say it.
Oh man, I was supposed to send that to somebody. I don't remember who. No. Somebody else didn't know about the whole fiasco going on with Twitter with all of them. Oh,
who?
My brother-in-law. He's got to go. I got to send it to him. I'm going to send it to you guys because I got to send the updated one to you guys because it involves another Indiana player.
Yes, sir.
Hilarious.
Tyrese.
No, it's Caitlin Clark.
Hey, well, shout out to her, man. She came back, put up a monster performance in her first game back.
How about this? WNBA ratings dropped 50% while she was gone.
Wow.
Across the board. That's
Don't blame
insane.
him. Don't blame him.
Listen, and I see people getting upset, and I'm like, dude, this is what happens. She brings a fan base, and hating on that fan base does not help your brand. You should accept them. I never thought I'd say this, but WNBA, take a page out of Davis Stern, Adam Silver's book, and pave the road for her like you paved the road for LeBron, and watch the doors open. It's okay if Angel Reese is Carmelo Anthony, or at least you're going to try to make her. Make Paige Becker's Dwayne Wade. That's cool. And watch how your league erupts. It does. Superstars in basketball, when the league is struggling, sell tickets. Except when you force one down our throat. But Caitlin Clark is fun to watch. So it's always been a mystery to me. I get it. But why are you trying? All you guys, all the WNBA fans say they want the league to succeed. They want to get more mass. Why wouldn't you look at it? I can understand not liking Caitlin Clark for her beating your team, but why you got to make it about the R word, or make it that rhymes with Trace, or make it about like, oh, the fact that like, oh, you're a casual fan. I'm like, I've known about the WNBA since I was a little kid. I remember Lisa Leslie and the Sparks back when I was really young. Why do you have to like look at this girl who's honestly the most entertaining basketball? Honestly, last NCAA tournament, she was the most entertaining basketball player I watched, men or women. Because I had to watch Zach Edey stumble his way through the basket. Besides the giant dude on NC State, I could care less about the tournament once North Carolina got knocked out. And this year with the men's, besides Paige Beckers, like she was the most exciting player in the tournament. Because in the men's side, oh, Cooper Flag, oh. And then you know, Florida with the lockdown defense and Houston just being the under, like knocking Duke out. There wasn't really there was a lot of big moments, but not a star player I was driven to. I just think the WNBA needs to start embracing stars and stop trying to embrace this like gatekeeping narrative like hockey fans and European soccer fans do. And it's no disrespect to European soccer fans and hockey fans. They've earned that because it's a very niche sport. It's not completely mainstream. It is in other countries, but it's not here. Hockey is the fourth sport in America, and Premier League soccer is like the sixth or fifth. It's not their fault. They're both great sports. It's just, it takes an acquired taste. Nothing wrong with that. I've watched European Premier League soccer with a buddy of mine. It's fun as hell. Same thing with hockey. But WNBA needs to get off their high horse and realize any good publicity is good publicity. Stop fighting it. But you okay there, buddy?
Who, me?
Yeah, you got very quiet and sad.
No, I'm doing research. I'm just trying to see any breaking news. I mean, all I've seen is Ohtani, back on the mound tonight. So
yeah. Ohtani's back on the mound.
I hope he gets
shelled. I hope he gets shelled.
He's pitching just an inning or two, but it's good to see him back on the mound.
I hope. Who they playing?
They are playing the Padres tonight.
I hope Tatis goes full Slam Diego on him.
Screw you.
That flip to the moon, him and my boy Manny Machado, just back-to-backers. Like, let's make it fun.
He's just so fun to watch. I know you don't like
he is a talented player. I have Ohtani fatigue. I do.
Yeah, he's just seeing him live. Oh my god!
And this may be hypocritical because of the rant I just gave about Caitlin Clark. Yeah. But with Ohtani, it's Caitlin Clark didn't get busted for a gambling scandal, and then throw her best friend under the bus, and then it just magically disappeared from the headlines all of a sudden. Like it was something Manfred didn't want on the. And listen, we bashed Adam Silver's like Mr. Who's the teacher from South Park?
Garrison.
No, not Garrison. Who's the other teacher? The skinny one. He literally looks like Adam Silver. Anyway,
Mackey?
Mr. Mackey. Adam Silver's Mr. Mackey looking ass. Like we didn't talk about him like that. Like we said he was the worst man. Bettman's a moron. So is Rob Manfred. At least Roger Goodell's an evil genius. He's just evil. So my problem is with Ohtani. I will finish the rant. I'm done talking about this, and I hope you enjoy watching Ohtani tonight. It's that. Yeah, I know. He's one of your cousins, right? That's the joke. I'm waiting in front of your mouth.
Yes, sir. They got all my cousins: Sasaki, Yamamoto, Kim. Love the dot.
That's not even
counting. For those of you who don't know, that wasn't me trying to be offensive. Nate refers to any player of Asian descent in any single league on the planet as his cousin.
Yes, sir. I should be rooting for the Thunder, by the way, because they have one of their players, Jalen Williams, not the good one, the other one. He's Vietnamese American, but no, I'm rooting for the Pacers, obviously, because like Jared mentioned, we don't root for floppers.
There you go. All right. But yeah, so Maddie, congratulations, my friend. Also,
Maddie.
Nate's hopped bandwagons to the Defenders, which means they're going to go 0-10 next year.
Undefeated, baby. Let's go.
Tam was going to go to the league and throw 40 interceptions. Absolute butt whooping of Zach's Michigan Panthers. What was it, 58-36 final score?
It was a high scoring one. I'm checking right now just to be 58-34.
58-34. Wow.
Man. Theon saw Perkins win MVP, and he said, "Watch this." Unbelievable.
You know what? I watched maybe the first half once. And here's the thing is I know Michigan started scoring a little bit the second half. Look at football. All like both of its I'm trying to think of the national title for the NFL, for the college football this year. Yeah, Ohio State dominated, right? Yeah. 3 dominations. College football, Ohio State dominates Notre Dame. It was not as close as the score indicated. Philadelphia curb stomps the Chiefs. And now the Defenders boat race. The football, all 3 championship games this year, absolute blowouts. It's a very interesting year for the sport, for the gridiron. But Maddie, congrats on your team. I will take my consolation prize of winning the picks and take my new hat and walk away when I order it next week when my bills are paid off. Being reemployed is real fun, guys. No, it's not the job I wanted. I have a lot of respect for that company, and I hope I get to work there someday. Probably the first time I've been rejected for a job. I was like either the last or second to last finalist or something like that. I was one of the final ones, and I actually was respectful of how they treated me. Anyway, yeah, so I'm a little out of it today, and but you know what? I'll take my new hat. It's a nice consolation prize. Maddie, I will give you your flowers. The floor is yours, buddy. As I make the screen adjustments. Is he going to do it?
Aaron Judge, first player to have 100 hits. Aaron Judge, first player in the MLB this year to get his 100th hit.
AL MVP, what a shocker. All right, Maddie, your floor is yours if you want to do a victory lap with your Defenders.
Listen, I tried to tell everybody from the beginning of the year that the beer snake over everyone, and it came true. It was a up and down rocky road, I would say. Despite the fact that we finished, I believe, 6-4, we were 6-2. Thought we were going to get the first in the division. We lost that place, but it was an up and down roller coaster watching Teamu play. Started off the year just 50-50. I mean, this guy, one day he'd get 50% of his passes, the next he'd complete 45, and just couldn't seem to kind of just click with that offense for whatever the reason was. But he figured it out towards the end of the year when it mattered the most, and he had an amazing championship game. I also have to tip my hat to Bryce Perkins, who I think this game solidified Teamu was going to be the MVP. But Perkins, as a runner-up guy, I just got to tip my hat to him because the stats for the quarterbacks in this game. Teamu went 21 for 28. He had a 75% completion percentage. He had 390 yards passing and 4 touchdowns in the air. Bryce Perkins went 21 for 35, completed 60% of his passes for 338 yards. He had 1 interception. He also had 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, the stats were pretty much there. I mean, the only blemish was that 1 interception from Perkins, but they both had an amazing game. Defenders got the job done. First-year head coach got it for him. Will they keep this staff in place? I don't know. There's talks about them going to college. We will see. We will see what this roster looks like next year. Maybe Teamu gets an NFL deal. Who knows? But the Defenders are on top. I'm happy to announce that I think we're going to be recruiting Nate. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, listen, it was fun watching some spring football. It got me through June. Now you got the best part of baseball, which is you got the All-Star break and the Home Run Derby coming up, and then the second half of baseball is what matters the most. But hats off to them. Great season, championship. Finally saw one of my teams win a championship. I mean, I had the Yankees in 2009, but it's been 15 years almost. Finally, I got to see somebody win one. But it was really cool. So we'll see what happens next year.
Oh yeah, man.
Nate,
you don't get a victory lap till next year since you jumped on the bandwagon late.
Fine with me. Me and Matt are now official Defenders fans. We share one team together now.
Oh lordy! All right, I think Nate's allergic to sharing a team with me. So congrats.
If your Battlehawks won the whole thing, maybe.
Yeah, it's okay. They might not be my Battlehawks. We'll see what new teams come in expansion because they've kind of lost a little. They literally did not put up a fight, and I was kind of. I'm like, I watched my Diamondbacks get smoked, and one of our pitchers go out for the season the day earlier, and I looked at them like, pathetic.
I mean, listen, if for some reason Hartford were to get a team, I would jump ship immediately.
Oh yeah, not even close. Carson
Highly
Wentz,
doubted.
save us in St. Louis.
Huh.
I want my Carson Wentz Battlehawks jersey. Make this or Zach Wilson or I don't know. Give me another wash-up quarterback who Trey Lance. Give me Desmond Ritter. Dude, all those guys would be NFL MVP and UFL MVPs within a year. Just give me Carson Wentz in the UFL because he'll throw for 60 touchdown passes and 20 interceptions, and the Battlehawks will go undefeated.
Mitchell Trubisky.
I'd be okay with Mitch.
Oh man. Who else could we throw in there? Said Desmond Ritter. I'm still sticking. I think Easton Stick or Sam Ellinger are going to be the next ones to get in there.
Tyson Bagent. I don't fucking know.
No, give me slinging Sammy Ellinger, man. I'm with it. Give me Kenny Pickett.
Oh.
Because apparently, according to Nate, give me Shedeur Sanders. Let's go.
Oh, screw you.
Nate's saying screw you to me 3 times in the show. That's not on my bingo card.
Nah, it won't happen anytime soon because he'll find his way on some teams. Not for long, but Mac Jones.
Ooh, McCorkle.
Oh.
I could see Michael McCorkle. I think that's his real name. Michael McCorkle,
yeah.
Honestly, the way he's playing, he ain't Mac. He's McCorkle. I think he's 2 to 3 years of backup.
If it goes south, we'll take Justin Fields.
AJ McCarron.
I can't take another
guy. I'm done with his dinosaur butt, man. We had too many shots with him.
Respectfully, I can't take Fields going south. Mentally, I can't do it.
I mean, I'd love for him to succeed. Oh, we'll take Trevor Lawrence when he eventually busts out of the league finally.
Maybe Derek Carr comes out of retirement to play for the UFL for a year.
Nah, let the man rest. Who else we could throw in there is just funny, memey quarterbacks. Give me Russell Wilson.
Anybody on the Saints quarterback roster?
Yeah. Give me Tyler Slow. Give me Chris Lipoff. Tyler Slow.
Who's the other one?
Rattler and Jake Haener.
The kid from Oklahoma, Iowa State that already got busted for gambling.
Deckers.
Yeah, Decker, I think. Yeah, it was literally the best quarterback in the college football landscape, and then got busted for gambling, or at least prospect wise. I'll take Rattler.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yo, listen now. I'll take a Paisan under center. I'd rather. No, we need a better offensive line. That's the biggest problem. Start taking all the we'll take the Giants offensive line from last year minus Andrew Thomas because they actually need him. But we'll take all the rejects from the Giants offensive line this year, and we'll on the Jets, and they'll probably be still the best O-line in the damn league.
Jake Browning.
All right, I'm done reminiscing over what rejects can play quarterback for my Battlehawks. All right, y'all ready to rank some receivers?
I'm ready.
So here are the rules. You get 2 honorable mentions, top 10 list. You can give your reason if you want, or you can just state it. It's up to you. All right, my honorable mentions. The honorable mention number 1, Scary Terry. One of the best and most physical receivers in the league after the catch and during the catch. He is going to be a great weapon for for Jaden Daniels, and good opposite Debo. Tied for my last spot out, Malik Neighbors and Devontae Smith are tied. I think Devontae Smith gets so much overlooked because he plays against a top 3 wide receiver or plays with. But when you look, he's a top 5 deep threat. He has some of the best hands in the league, and he's a route technician. Constantly puts up close to 1,000 or over 1,000 yards as a number 2 receiver. Imagine him with the amount of targets that he would get if AJ Brown wasn't on the roster. Insane. Had 900 and something yards as a receiver in a run-first offense as a rookie. Malik Neighbors, need I say more? He's the best receiver in this rookie class. Listen, it's kind of hard because they also had Brian Thomas Jr., who was incredible. I love everything about Neighbors' game. I hope he succeeds. I really do. I think he's one of the most talented receivers in this class. I think his biggest issue is how is Russ going to get him the ball? Or Jameis? Or Jackson Dart? Or Tommy Cutlets? Nate, I love Nate's faces for every single quarterback. All right, number 10, give me the OG route technician. Give me Devontae Adams. all the numbers last year, I don't care about the Jets numbers or whatever. He is going to have a bounce back season with the Rams. His game transitions time where he will still put up 1,000 yards plus and about 5 to 8 touchdowns with Stafford. He doesn't need to blow you away with speed. His get off and his ability to get away from defenders on his routes are incredible. Number 9, give me the definition of consistency. Future Hall of Famer Mike Evans. Every season of his career, he's had 1,000 yards. It got sloppy this year, but the respect he has in this league and the fact that Baker called the drag route to get him that last throw, amazing. Guy's been great with like 6 different quarterbacks for Tampa. You gotta love how he has been consistently a top 10 receiver every single year of his career or close to it. Number 7, I want to see more of this guy and I want to see him healthy, but when he is healthy, he is a lethal yak and route technician. He is Devontae Adams' teammate. He's Puka Nacua. I love Puka's game. He's physical. He runs hard. He plays faster than what his actual game speed. His game speed is so much faster than what you think it would be. He's so slippery to try to like cover in the slot. I think he's a very talented player. Now we're going outside the numbers for number 6. We're going to go down to Houston. Actually, I think it's number 7. Houston. It's Puka's 8. 7 to Houston with Nico Collins. Big, physical, fast. When he's on the field, CJ Stroud's a different quarterback. I think he was like one of the few like kind of like really cool surprises a few years ago in fantasy football and in pro football. And I think he's consistently just been a hell of a deep threat. Great after the catch. So good on contested catches for his big size. Yeah. Number 6. Or is that number 6? Yeah, number 6. Give me Tyreek Hill. Speed kills, man. It does. He can fly. He's great after the catch. Now, I would love to see him in an offense not Miami's, but because he actually might be able to utilize his potential again. But, you know, listen, you recognize talent. He is a hell of a receiver. And I think he is just what a pure deep threat burner speed guy truly is. Number 5, give me the best slot receiver in football, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Physical, explosive, runs like a running back with the ball in his hands, and probably one of the most reliable targets in the league. The only guys who are more reliable than him are the 4 guys ranked ahead of him. Number 4, give me CeeDee Lamb. Arguably the best route runner in the league. Play inside, outside, great after the catch. He's the only, for most of the last 5 years, he's been the only hope in the Dallas Cowboys offense. So CD deserves his flowers. I think his only weaknesses really are he can be taken away by an athletic corner that can kind of keep up with him side to side, and he lacks top end speed. I think is what keeps him out of the top 3. I mean, the top 3, everyone knows what the top 3 are. It's AJ, Jamar, and Jay Jettas. What order I have it in? Number 3, Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase's biggest issue is he benefits from having an elite number 2, like our number 2 guy ahead of him, but having also a pass-first offense. And I watched, the only issue is the two guys ranked ahead of him, you can't really take out of a game unless you take their quarterback out of the game. Jamar, I saw it in 2 or 3 games just disappear. It's not his fault. It was just double coverage. It wouldn't get him the ball. He couldn't really get open. I still think he's a top 3 receiver in this league. He's probably the best deep threat, if not the second best. And honestly, he's such a talented receiver. There's no real hole in his game. I just think I would love to see him beat elite corners more, if that makes sense. I think I see him battling, but I think that he lacks the ability just to go up. I don't know how to word it right. It seems like when he's playing an elite cornerback, there's something missing. I also didn't like how when he played Philadelphia, his only touchdown was against a backup corner. His only real big play. Everything else was him getting dropped in the backfield by DeJean or getting locked up by Quinyon Mitchell. So, number 2, give me A.J. Brown. PFF has him as their best receiver for the last season. Backed, I think, 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons for Philadelphia as an Eagle. And I think he's got, 7 out of his, I think he only has 1 season under his career without 1,000 yards. He is the definition of the deep ball threat. Strong physical, is an excellent route runner, strong hands. I think I've seen him drop 2 passes his entire career. I've watched almost every game he's played for both Tennessee and Philadelphia. He is a game breaker on offense. Over the top, underneath, you have to know where number 11 is at all times. I think he's the closest thing we have currently to Terrell Owens in this era. Except unlike T.O., I think both of them I think the T.O. comparison is legitimate. I think T.O. he's not as big of a distraction as T.O. The media tries to make him as one, but number 1 is Justin Jefferson. He's still the best. It doesn't matter who's throwing him the damn ball. This dude's going to put up 1,200 yards and like 7 to 10 touchdowns. It doesn't matter who's across from him, who's guarding him, who's his other receiver. You can rely on Justin Jefferson to be there. He is still my biggest regret in draft analysis. I thought he was going to be a great number 2 receiver at best. So that is my mess up there. But give me Jay Jets as my number 1. This was all subjective, obviously. Basically, the top 5 you could rank in any order you want, or I guess top 4, because slot receivers get a knock for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. Maddie, who is your top 10?
Almost got me with the mute. All right, top 10. My honorable mentions. One of my honorable mentions, I do have Malik Neighbors. Again, I have to show him some love. He was probably the best rookie, or one of the best rookies next to Brian Thomas Jr. last year. The only thing that hindered him from having a better season was that the quarterback catastrophe that was between Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, and Tommy DeVito. But we'll see if Russ, Jameis, or Dart can get him going. But I got to throw him some love, and he's an honorable mention. And my other honorable mention, you can say it's biased, whatever you want to say. I'm throwing Garrett Wilson in there because I think he needs to have a little more respect on his name. The man has been in the league 3 years. He's got 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. And he's doing, besides Aaron Rodgers, who was a 41-year-old quarterback coming off of an Achilles injury that favored Adams and Lazard over him, yet he still managed to get, I think, 1,100 yards. He had 1,000-yard seasons with quarterbacks like Joe Flacco, Trevor Siemian, Tim Boyle, Mike White, Zach Wilson. And I'm sure I'm missing some others, but he did it with scrubs. And so I got to show him some love and an honorable mention as well. Number 10, I've got this guy all the way down at the 10. He's not what he used to be. He still performs at a high level, but I have Tyreek Hill at 10. His production dipped in 2024, as did Miami's offense. So obviously he was hindered too, but I think his career would definitely benefit since he is on the latter half of his career. He has said in the past that he would retire after the Miami deal. I don't know if he's still going to do that, but I think it's best for him to leave Miami if, just for obviously better opportunities, maybe a little resurgence in his career. But I got him at 10. Production dipped, and so did that entire team, but he's still one of the best. It's just I'm just basing it off of what I was watching last year. Number 9, I have Scary Terry McLaurin right there. He's been just an insane receiver, very underrated receiver for the Commanders. He leads the league with 89 contested catches since 2020, and he's got a cumulative WAR of 1.31 over the past 3 seasons, which ranks 7th among wide receivers. I got him in on the 10 spot. Number 9, that's a 9 spot, sorry. Number 8 is All Reliable, Mike Evans. That's what I call him, All Reliable, because that man has had 11 straight seasons of 1,000 yards. He's 30 years old, still getting it done. He's got the second highest receiving grade of his career at 90.2. The man is a machine. The man is a future Hall of Famer. And no matter how much time he misses, he finds a way to still get the 1,000 yards. It's just an incredible, 11 consecutive season streak he's got going on right now. Number 7, I've got Nico Collins. I mean, he kind of came out of nowhere. It's just having just an amazing last couple of years. He's posted back-to-back seasons with elite receiving grades. This is all from PFF. I'm getting all this information from if anybody needs to backtrack it. But he's got a 91.4 in 23 and a 92.3 in 2024 for a receiver grade. He's been the number 1 option for them the last couple of years, and he's got a 95.3 grade against single coverage, with ranked second only to A.J. Brown. Number 6, I've got Puka Nacua. He missed some time in 2024, but he still finished with the league's highest receiving grade at 93. He's got his 2-year total is almost 3,000 receiving yards. He's not the biggest or the fastest guy, but I mean that guy is literally was just like a Cooper Kupp 2.0. I mean, he's the same exact receiver, just younger and slightly more healthier. Hopefully he's got a full season ahead of him. But he's just been amazing for them these last couple of years. Number 5 is probably everybody's top 5. Just depends on the order, but I do have him on St. Brown at my 5 spot. He is what did they say? No receiver in the league has a higher cumulative WAR of 1.70 or better in a single season average of his. He's averaged, whatever this is. I don't know what the heck that says. He's just an amazing player. He's always healthy. He's Jared Goff's best weapon. He's highly productive. He's just that guy that Detroit has been building around on offense. He is their one. Nothing else to say. He is top of his game. Number 4, I got CeeDee Lamb. Where do they got Lamb on here? I mean, like Tyreek Hill, production dipped a little bit in 2024, but so did the entire freaking Detroit, Dallas offense was that sideline. But the past 3 years, he ranks 5th among receivers in WAR with a 1.46. That only trails Jamar Chase in total yards after the catch. But Lamb truly embodies number 88. Is he as physical and as dominant as Michael Irvin and Des Bryant were? No, but he is more of a fluid guy with better routes, and he may not make these insanely physical catches, but man, he gets you 1,700 yards a season if you want him to with double-digit touchdowns. The man is a true number 1 down there. Number 3, I was toggling back and forth between who I wanted at 2 and 3. I'm going to throw Jamar in the 3. I think A.J. Brown had a much better year than Jamar, but Jamar Chase still one of the best receivers in the game still.
He's at 2024 fantasy-wise. It's just I think A.J. Brown, you got to realize he's never played in a pass-first offense since college.
Yeah. Well, Jamar's got it. He's the 2024 Triple Crown winner. He's got 800 yards after the catch last year. That leads all receivers with 1,788 after the catch since 2022. The only thing that really could have benefited from is that maybe they figured out this T. Higgins situation earlier, and if they actually knew how to coordinate the defense down there. But number 2, I've got A.J. Brown. I believe statistically he might have had the best season for a receiver last year too, I believe. No?
Top
that's what they're saying.
10. No, his best season according to PFF, like his best the highest PFF grade of any receiver.
Oh, I got you. That was what I was looking for then.
But like they also factor in like blocking into that. Like he's like an exceptional blocker downfield. Like that's the other thing that you have to go on.
Well, he dominates the secondary across the board. He's got big success against single coverage. He had the highest receiving grade versus single coverage in 2024. He leads the league in the category over the past 3 years. And there's really no defender that he can't beat over the top single coverage. I mean, that man is true number 1. He can get it done. He's consistently been a top 5, top 3 guy the last handful of years. I just think he's a guy that nobody really gives their flowers to. I think everybody still talks about, Jamar, Justin. Sometimes you talk about Tyreek or Amon or anybody else, but A.J. Brown, I don't think gets the love he always really deserves. And I think he is truly a top 3 receiver. It just depends where in that 3 you put him. I'm not going to argue in any place you put him. But number 1, it's obviously for me, it's the same thing as everybody else. Justin Jefferson. I mean, he's been the league's best receiver since his rookie year, pretty much. It doesn't matter who his quarterback is. He still has, elite wide receiver 1 seasons back to back to back to back. Whether it's Kirk Cousins, whether it's Sam Darnold, it really doesn't matter. I mean, he gets it done. I mean, he made Sam Darnold look like a perennial MVP almost kind of guy. And I think that just speaks to the level of player that he is. I don't know if Sam's going to replicate those numbers with Seattle, but Justin Jefferson has proven that it doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball, he's going to get the job done. So that is my number 1 receiver.
All right, Nate. Malik Neighbors, number 1.
Yes, sir. Sterling Shepard, number 2.
He's got Darius Slayton at the 5 spot.
Who's that little stumpy guy you guys got out of Kentucky? He's your 4.
Wandale Robinson.
There it is.
Pretty sure he's got Jalen Hyatt at 10.
Yes, sir. He's gonna have a bounce back. And I'm gonna make a graphic for this one. So
Paris Campbell's honorable mention.
Maybe don't make me throw up. But give me my honorable mention. Shout out to Stephon Diggs and Garrett Wilson,
Super
man.
Bowl champion Paris Campbell. You put some respect on his name. You want to ring a bell?
Yeah, he didn't do anything, but whatever.
One touchdown catch.
Oh, more than that. We have the Giants, so you're right. Shout out to Stephon Diggs and Garrett Wilson. They're my honorable mention. Hopefully Garrett Wilson can have a better season than the past couple of years. I know there's been quarterback issues, whether it's with Zach Wilson or the very drama-filled Aaron Rodgers, and I'm sure Matt's glad that he's off the team now, and has a better, more mature quarterback in Justin Fields. So hopefully that helps out with Garrett Wilson's production. Stephon Diggs, hey, you go to New England, you have Drake May, who's going to get you the football. You're the clear number one there. Great seasons, obviously, in the past of Buffalo and Houston. So hopefully in New England, he also has that same amount of success. I won't go into my reasoning for my top 10. Neighbors is my number 10. He is my favorite receiver, of course, because, he's my favorite Giants receiver, obviously. I don't know about favorite receiver in the NFL, but he's number 10 for me. Number 9 is Tyreek Hill. Number 8 is Nakua. 7 is Devontae Adams. Number 6 is A.J. Brown. I feel bad for putting him at 6, but I have him at 6. Evans 5, Amon-Ra 4, CeeDee Lamb 3, Jamar Chase 2, and number 1 is Darius Slayton.
I'm having a stroke. What the hell was that top 6?
I am a little surprised that you had Evans over A.J. Brown.
So no one caught that I put Slayton at number 1. All right, cool. I'm just kidding. No, Justin Jefferson is my number 1 receiver.
I was still in shock from the insanity of your 5 and 6 picks.
Nate, where's Kenny Golladay?
Oh, he's 13. I think
Nate's just mad AJ Brown has owned the Giants for the last 3 seasons.
Evans is obvious. He's more consistent. Amon-Ra has definitely had better season than AJ.
AJ Brown's only bad season was when the Titans were bad, and he only
no, for sure. I just think Evans is more consistent receiver. Amon-Ra is definitely a star, even whether it's in the slot or on the outside. And CeeDee Lamb I think he's better than AJ Brown.
That's not even close. I'm just gonna let that one there because I'm about to blow a gasket. Holy hell! I don't know if the dog.
Honestly,
those takes were so lukewarm, those takes were so cold. I could put my cooler.
Listen. I don't want to give my reasoning because I don't go too long, but I have Brown. It was hard to put Brown in top 5. It took some time. That's why I was over.
I think if you had Brown anywhere in the 5, Jared would have been fine. But I think the fact that at 6 and then you had Evans in front of him.
Of putting him behind of old man Mike Evans. Put Mike Evans in the top 10 because of his consistency, but he's never been a top 5 receiver ever in the league. Never has been a top 5. He's been consistent.
It's been a minute. 10. It's been a minute.
He's been an honorable mention for the top 5, but he's never been a top 5 receiver. You go down the list from his first year in the league to now, he's never sniffed the top 5. He's always been 6 or 7 because he always puts in around 1,000 yards, around 9 touchdowns. It's been his career MO. Yes, he is literally the consistency of good, but A.J. Brown literally changed the Eagles' offense from 20 points a game to 29 points a game, 2 Super Bowl appearances, highest graded PFF receiver for 2 out of the last 3 years.
Yeah, but PFF is not God.
PFF
is not God.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's like also like A.J. Brown hasn't seen a corner he can't beat. Mike Evans has been beaten by corners. AJ Brown's gonna be a first ball Hall of Famer. Mike Evans might take a second one in.
Mike Evans is gonna go in first round.
I think the problem. Okay, I want him to go in first round. Here's the problem. I think I've seen this take before. Is that people are like getting on because the same take I just made of he's never been a top 5 receiver at his position. Why would we put it? But the thing is, he is the definition of consistency.
But AJ Brown he's never been a top 5 receiver until this year, apparently, according to what you're saying.
According to who? AJ Brown's been a top 5 receiver the past 4 years.
I don't know where you're getting this from. I'm gonna just agree with you for time's sake, my boss. I just haven't seen this narrative, so that this can be due to my lack of research and lack of knowledge. I do apologize for that, but
I also go off of actual game look, and I'm sorry, I don't fear Steve.
No,
he's like a hybrid version of like a poor man's Amon-Ra St. Brown and Puka. He's not elite speed wise. You can out physical him on the point of attack. He's great after the catch. He's a great stat stacker, which is fine. He's a great fantasy receiver, but when I need a clutch play or I need a touchdown, I would take 5 guys over him or 4 guys over him. I take Jamar, I take Justin, I take AJ, and I'd even take Mike Evans. Or I'd take honestly, I'd take Tyreek Hill. There's a reason I put Mike Evans at 9. Because look what happened in the playoffs. You couldn't get a hold of him in the Bucs. And also, Evans is starting to decline career-wise. That's why. AJ Brown's 28 years old.
I will say, so Mike Evans right now, he's got 12,684 career receiving yards. That is 24th all time. If he were to have an 1,100-yard season, he would go from 24 all the way to 14 or 13.
Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer.
If he has, in his remainder of his career, if he has at least 3,300 more rushing yards, if he has at least 3,300 more receiving yards, that'll put him at, that's about 16,000. He's going to be the number 3 overall, receiving leader in the NFL. He would be right behind Larry Fitz and Jerry Rice. So he'd be the 3 on the all-time list. So if this man could get, and on top of that, if he scores a little under 5,000 more career receiving yards, he's the 2nd on this list. So I'm just saying, like.
So the other part of that take about they were borderline not first ballot is if his career ended today. It's not. He's playing next year. He's probably going to play the year after.
Yeah, he probably has like 4 or 5
you
more
put
years.
him in that. You put him as a first ballot Hall of Famer. What I'm saying is that what he's doing, I'm going to say this once again, AJ Brown has to do it in a run stacked offense. Both teams he's played for. Also is the number 1 option without hesitation when the game is on the line for the team, both teams he's been on. Whereas with Evans, it's kind of gone in and out. When he first got to the Bucs, he was the number 1 weapon. During the Brady year, it wasn't him. Brady honestly threw to Gronk or Godwin just as much as Evans for usage-wise. But he was the best player on the team. There's no doubt. All I'm saying is that if we're doing top 10 best now, I understand the respect for Mike Evans is what he's done. But if you're going to tell me right now, if I get to pick 4 receivers to go out on my roster, any 4, my 4 is going to be J-Jets, AJ, Jamar, and CD. Honorable mention, CD, honestly, CD and Amon-Ra could do a coin flip. I'd pick Amon-Ra, but if we're going to be honest here, CD's the top 4 receiver. Amon-Ra's 5. I think the biggest problem with Mike is I haven't seen, besides the one Brady year, a big Mike Evans performance when it's been like, okay, we need the Bucs to dominate. It's like, okay, there's Mike Evans putting up his 110 yards and a touchdown, but it's like we still lost by 15. Crap. That's my thing. It's like he's not a game breaker. It's not like Larry Fitzgerald where like you were like, oh crap, 11's got the ball, we're screwed. Like that was, I guess, my point, because like J-Jets, AJ, Jamar, CD, Amon-Ra, Tyreek, they've all broken games. I've watched them just completely just like game over. They're ripping. It's Mike's are a little more of a consistency over all 17 games. That was my point. But all right. Whew. Okay, I'm getting a little red in the face.
I apologize, boss. I do apologize for.
It's okay. Listen, I'm a very passionate fan of
Indeed.
Mr. AJ Brown, but I also have a lot of respect for the way he plays the game of football as a wide receiver, because he does. There's no real weakness to his game. That's why I'm a huge fan of him. You don't have to keep saying yes sir, Nate. We're coworkers here. It's all good.
Oh yeah, you
right. That works. All right, boys. Remember, I hate Scott Foster.
Yes, Pacers in 6. It's still alive.
Pacers in 7, because then I get some money out of it.
Neither's gonna happen.
I put money down before the season series started. Pacers in 7.
In 7, hey. Props to you to have faith in them to win an OKC. Then in 7,
I have Pacers winning tonight. They already have. I'm not gonna lie. So maybe am I wrong here thinking this? Like, Nate, I defer to you for basketball knowledge. Like, I didn't see much of an advantage to OKC in this series at home. It wasn't like in Minnesota where they just there was a clear advantage in Minnesota, a clear advantage when they played in this previous series. I don't even remember who the hell they beat in the first round before. Oh, who they go 7 with? Oh, crap. Was it the Clippers? No. Nuggets, right? Nuggets. Yeah, they went 7 against the Nuggets. You saw a little more like, okay, like they needed the home field helped against Denver. Home court helped against Denver. But like this series, this NBA Finals, it doesn't matter where you are. It's like every other game, there's nobody won a back-to-back yet. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah. And also, I feel like different referees in game 4, we might see a 3-1 Indiana lead. I'm not sure. But I'm done beating that dead horse, aka Scott Foster's integrity.
Yeah.
But Nate, I gotta ask you though, buddy. Gun to your head. Okay. Who do you want taking your first snap for the Giants next year? Perfect scenario.
So this upcoming season, correct?
Upcoming season, unicorns in the sky. Out of the 4 guys on that roster, who do you want taking the first snaps? Russ, okay. No love for Jameis?
God, I love him, but fun. So much. He has fun. Yes, but fun doesn't mean winning, and I don't think he gives us the best chance to win. There's a report today that came out that Dart has replaced Winston as QB2 through. I know it's only through OTAs, and I get training camp as a starter, but based off,
there's where there's smoke, there's fire. I am getting sick of all the sideline minicamp reporters about how, oh my God, like the 3 quarterbacks I've heard so much about during camp. It's like, oh, Dylan Gabriel looks so average. Shedeur looks great. And Jackson Dart looks so amazing. The Dart ones, I believe, because there's no narrative behind it. I seriously think Jackson Dart is going to be a hell of a quarterback. I think he's actually going to beat my Eagles at some point in the next 3 years.
Oh, I'm going to throw a party that day.
I know you will. I'm going to have to not show up for work.
Yeah!
I think Jackson, I told you all offseason, believe in this Dart kid. I'm telling you, he's got something special in him.
I was just so blindsided by Shedeur, and
listen, I will keep raving the red flags in front of Shedeur. And listen, I think he's going to be a talented quarterback. I just don't know if it's going to be in the NFL, or it might be. I'm not sure. But here's the thing: is on this Cleveland roster, if I'm Andrew Berry and I can shut out Jimmy Haslam, he's going on my practice squad week 1. I want him to sit in the tank and develop. Because honestly, if he stayed with me in Colorado, he probably would be a 2nd-round pick. I think there are holes in his game that he's got to fix. He's an accurate quarterback. He's got good timing. He can improv. He can keep his eyes downfield. I think the hero ball and the lack of usage of his arm talent is what kills him. But I think he could be a great quarterback if he sits on a practice squad for a year. I seriously do. Listen, there's been some hell of players in the NBA who sat in the G League for a year. Major League Baseball, we've had guys who are late bloomers. I think the problem with Shedeur is it's his last name.
Sanders.
If he wasn't Prime's kid, he'd probably be the same pick he was now, but people would be rooting for him to win. They would just think he's Deion's quarterback. Let's say his name was Shedeur Jones. He still played for Deion, but it's like, oh, everyone's rooting for him like Travis Hunter or Jimmy Horn. So I don't know. It's a weird thing. I am actually optimistic for Jackson Dart. If you want a little fun take I have right now, I think Dallas and the Giants have the same record to end the season. I think the NFC is going to be a lot closer. So I think it's going to be the Commanders at 9-8. I think the Giants and Cowboys will be 8-9. I think they're both going to be just you guys are going to be in almost every game you're in. I think you're only going to have 1 or 2 or blowout losses, and you guys are going to pull an upset or 2 on a good team because I think Dayball's going to say, F it, I'm getting fired if we don't have a fun season. So what? Why not? Why not, right? I think the Cowboys' biggest problem wasn't fixed. I think the Commanders are overlooking a lot of chemistry issues that they kind of smoothed over having this little fun season, and sophomore slumps are real. Unless you had a rough rookie season, sophomore slumps, or you didn't play your rookie season, sophomore slumps are real. And I as much as people are like, oh, Philadelphia's going to I'm like, they didn't really downgrade at any positions. They just got younger. The left cornerback position with Keely Ringo and Dory Jackson kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I like Andrew Makuba or Sidney Brown as a starter day one at strong safety. And I love our young edge rushers. I think they're going to be great. I think it's going to start. Listen, I think Philadelphia's going to go like 12-5 this year. I think they're going to lose a couple tight ones. It's going to be a rough early start, and then they're going to get on their usual late season roll. But Nate, here's the fun part: you guys could easily also go 9-8, 10-7, and be a last into the wild card if Jackson Dart is as good as I think he is. Because I seriously think you should have some hope because they can score. I hope your defense is better.
Our defense will be there. It's just offensively. It's literally always the offense, and I'm not worried about the defense. I am worried about Deontay Banks at CB2, but that's like my only worry on defense. And offensively, it's just the O-line because, God forbid, one of the starters go down, we are cooked.
All we need is another Dak Prescott Super Bowl prediction, and we're good.
Oh, yeah. ESPN.
Remember last July when he said the Cowboys won the Super Bowl?
Who, ESPN?
No, Dak said it on an interview.
Oh, yeah, big whoop. I can't wait till he gets blown out week 1.
No, he said that last year, and then look what happened.
Yeah.
So. And here's my big. It's so funny. Like, we'll do a early draft prediction so soon. Everyone's like, "Oh, who's the team that's going to fall out of the playoffs?" My predictions were the Packers and the Commanders were going to not make the playoffs this year. I think the Packers did not are just okay. I think Jordan Love is just Dak Prescott with more arm talent.
If all goes well, Jets make it as the 7th seed, and then Matt will be happy camper.
Dude, I'll be so happy if both of you guys make the playoffs. I will be so happy for you guys. I will be so happy.
Imagine all three of us are teams in the playoffs.
That'd be so fun. Here. That'd be so fun. I would love to see both the playoffs. I'm interested to see who Kelsey picks as his team for this year.
I hope he picks the
Bills. I would love for him to pick the Bills.
He deserves the Bills.
Yeah, he deserves. Like, I feel like Kelsey be a fun Bills fan. Or
instead of him being used to the Cowboys choking in the first round of the playoffs, he'll just have to get used to choking in the third round of the playoffs.
Hey, see improvement though, Matt. Improvement.
Yeah. And now he just delays the inevitable by 2 weeks.
There you go.
True. Who else? He can't be a Miami Dolphins fan. He doesn't hate himself enough.
He can be a Titans fan. Start anew.
The way he was describing it was that he was probably either going to be like an Eagles fan or the way he was describing it, he wanted a team with like long-term success.
Deal it would be for him to go from the Cowboys his entire life to being an Eagles fan. I don't know if he'd be able to survive.
Just him describing his credentials as to who he wants to be a fan of next, it describes Buffalo, KC, Philly, and Detroit.
Ooh, Detroit Lions, Kelsey.
And I don't see him being a KC fan, and I highly doubt he would do Eagles, so I feel like it's got to be Detroit or Buffalo.
Detroit, Buffalo. I'll throw in I can't be Seattle. He knows a couple Seattle fans he doesn't like. I could see Tampa Bay, Kelsey.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
I could see Bengals if you wanted to.
No. Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about Shemar Stewart today. So, by the way, folks, for those of you who have been living under a rock, Shemar Stewart is walked off of minicamp. It was minicamp, right? Or OTAs, Nate?
Correct. He has. Update from last week. He left minicamp. He hasn't came back since. And yeah.
Dude, I mean, listen. What is he?
Which one of you guys asked in the chat if he was going to get traded? Is that you?
I think I might have raised that one. Yeah. So what are the odds?
His representation, and I know his dad asked his representation in a meeting. Apparently, Craig Carton reported it, and I'm kind of like, teams would make a move for Shemar Stewart. Like, it's not out of the realm.
Or
there's multiple teams who would do it. No, he's not going back to Cincy. He's not.
No. Listen. Or he doesn't play at all, and then gets redrafted next year because he can do that. By the way,
Mike Williams did that in the 2003 draft, right? Or no, he just sat out a year and then got drafted.
Yes.
So yeah.
This
He
is so
would not
stupid.
be a
Though.
first rounder.
No, but it's the Bengals trying to be cheap, and that's what it is. It's Paul.
It's not even money related. Well, yeah, it's money related. It's literally I've never heard a team do this. Yeah, I've never heard a team do this before. And he's not even injury prone. The last time he got hurt was in high school.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're all talking about 40 years and everything. They didn't do that with the guys with that.
I don't even think he's had legal troubles. Like, what the hell are they looking for?
He's good. If he had issues, then why draft him?
It's the Bengals. They draft everything.
Yeah, they're freaking stupid.
Yeah, well, you know what? The Bengals get what's coming to them.
That's right.
I mean, unless he wants some absurd contract, and the Bengals like, listen, you've had 4.5 career sacks, but like
he literally doesn't. He just wants the same contract as Amarius Mims the year before, which is
the guy
literally
they drafted in 22, whoever he is.
Yeah, he just wants a regular contract with no void years, but the Bengals want to be different and try this experiment, and he's the guinea pig. Like, it's freaking dumb at this point. Like, you might as well not even drafted him in the first place. So maybe contribute, whatever.
And
you still have Trey Hendrickson.
Imagine they draft Shemar Stewart to replace Hendrickson, and then they wind up having to trade both. That'd be insane.
Dude,
they have no defense.
Yeah, they literally are just trying to turn into a passing league team. They're just trying to outscore everybody.
Al Golden is screwed as a DC.
I hate Al Golden. He was Miami's head coach before they restarted the program with Mark Richt.
I wasn't that great.
He was a schmuck who'd wear like a white shirt and an orange tie on the sideline in like 98 Miami degree weather. And he was the worst.
Are you excited to see Crystal Ball in the next NCAA game that's coming out in a few weeks?
Yes, because I can yell at him like I yell at him every Sunday or Saturday. I have the everyone talked about my love-hate relationship with CJ Gardner-Johnson. It's even worse with Mario Cristobal. I feel like I'm either. I said this on Kevin's show, and as I'm wearing a Miami hat right now, I said like the whole thing about Carson Beck. I'm like, he doesn't even have to be like elite. He just has to be good. He literally has to be like a step above Tyler Van Dyke and a step below Derek King, and he's great. And Miami will win 12 games. He just has to be good. It's the thing is, this is the best Miami roster they've probably had since 2017, and
really
balance-wise, yeah.
Did I know that?
Like last year, Miami had a lot of weapons, but they couldn't stop anybody on defense.
Yeah, that left 2-3 weeks of you just going off on them. It was not pretty, boss.
Yeah, when you have 4 freshmen starting, it's not going to go well if they're all like guys who've never. I mean, OJ Federico is great. I think he's going to be a phenomenal cornerback in this league. But they went out and got a lot of dogs, man. Like so, and then they went and got your boy from LSU, Matt CJ Daniels, who I think is going to be great. Josiah Traders, I think is going to be the next big Miami homegrown receiver. And they got the kid from BYU who's like 6'3" or 6'2" or whatever. So they got weapons. So I think it's going to be Beck. This is, I think, the best weapons Beck's had since he won the national title 2 years ago.
Shout out to Cam Ward, a new documentary coming out in September on Tubi.
I'm excited for that.
It's free for everyone. No excuses.
I still think Ward's going to have. I feel Cam Ward rookie of the year, no holds barred, but I think you're going to see a very close contention for offensively from Ashton Genty and Jackson Dart.
Pete Carroll's like, I'm not going to depend on one guy in the backfield. I'm like, you better depend on him.
380 carries and 2,000 yards later.
Yeah, it's like, why would you depend on Raheem Mostert and Zamir White and Sincere McCormick, who sincerely is trash?
Nice. I mean, like, here's the thing. It's like, I like Mostert for like a couple quick pitches, like, because the dude's still fast as hell.
Yeah.
Use him to get 15, 20 yards on a stretch run. Use Zamir White for like short yardage goal line punches or like Mike Tolbert kind of runs. And then
he's not even big. He's just a receiving back.
But he hits like a tank. It's like, that's what I love about it. But all right, we've ranted for long enough. I've actually been pretty long for a very small, and it got a little heated, man. Like I feel bad that I yelled at you, Nate, but I was like, I got a little.
You got to defend your guy. Hey, you got to defend.
I will. Man. I will defend.
You're damn right.
Listen, I honestly defend AJ Brown more than I defend Jalen Hurts, which is scary to think about. I also saw the dumbest take yesterday about last week about Quinyon Mitchell, about how they only isolated his best plays from horrible performances. And I'm like, and my buddy's a Giants fan. He's like, I don't see anything wrong here. I'm like, bro, stop. Just stop. Because I'm sorry, every receiver who went up against him, their PFF numbers were awful until they switched off to another player. Like, I think Neighbors had one catch for 9 yards lined up against him?
According to PFF, he allowed a 74.4 passer rating. That is 8th in the NFL.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was a horrible corner.
Quarterbacks struggle to complete passes against Mitchell with a completion percentage of 55%.
I love being vindication.
The Q.
Bro, Q is on the same plane trajectory as PS2 and Sauce. He's gonna be a top. He's gonna be a top. He's gonna be a top 3 corner by the end of next year.
What about Sauce?
Speaking of Sauce, I'm just saying, nice way to just highlight my little Jets for 5 seconds. Rap Sheet was saying that the Jets are in talks with Sauce and Garrett on contract extensions, and it's highly possible that both are extended. It's highly possible that both get extended before the season starts.
Yes, I love that.
That's what I need to hear. That's what keeps me grounded until we win. Until we win 6 games.
Hey, every time
because by the time that happens, they will be locked in, and they'll have to just suffer like me, but they have to stay, and they'll be fine.
That's right.
That was hostage negotiations. Always anymore. Nate, I love in the group chat when you say "rah." I think you're going like "rah," and I'm like, no, that time going like him being happy. I'm like, it always throws me off every time I put that in the chat.
Rah. So that's what I'm excited. Unless it's like "rah." If it's lowercase raw, then it's bad. But if it's uppercase raw, then it's good.
Well, Nate, the thing is, your text messages, if it's longer than 2 words, are an emotional paragraph. Like it goes up and down, left, right, left of center, right of center, does a circle, tells somebody to F off, tells them they love them, all in one paragraph. It's masterfully written.
Thank you, sir. Starts my English classes, essays galore.
Oh my god, I was a terrible. I teachers hated me in English class because I write like I speak. So the tangents and the weaves, to quote our president, and if it's all over the place. But if you know me and you read my article, you can hear me say it in your head. That's what I've heard from people. But if you don't know who I am, you're like, what the hell is this kid talking about?
Meanwhile, one of my teachers for English my junior year was a movie star. All right. Good night.
Okay, we'll talk about that after the show. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to sponsors, candidates.com, promo code BELLY20 for 20% off. Check out their new Shopify-based website. It's very nicely done. Righteous Felon, promo code BELLY for 15% off at checkout. And, of course, SeatGeek, the best ticketing app on the planet. Promo code BELLY Sports for $20 off your first initial purchase. Some restrictions may apply. Have a good day. We're back Thursday this week for a new KB pregame, new KB draft, and a lot of beer probably being devoured. We are out. Peace.
Bye. Actually, give me some tequila.